Hey, three other notes I want to touch on. There was a really great hypothetical idea thrown out there by Bully Ray. It's picked up some traction. I've heard from some people who are pretty smart in the wrestling business who say that, boy, this could be the real shot in the arm that perhaps AEW has been looking for. Bully Ray suggested on Busted Open that if the person behind the devil mask, where we saw that attack a few weeks ago, and now there's been a whodunit, if it turns out to be revealed that that is actually CM Punk, that it would be one of the greatest storyline and works and presentations in the history of wrestling. And I can't help but think, all right, first of all, if that's true, and that is CM Punk, I don't believe it is, but if they're going to reveal that that's CM Punk, this is one of the greatest stories in the history of pro wrestling. Now, if we agree that it's probably not CM Punk, after people have suggested that it's CM Punk, I think almost whoever it is now is going to be a bit of a disappointment to a certain section of the fan base. I remember being in Daly's place in the stands for the AEW pay-per-view where they announced that Tony Khan had signed one of his favorite wrestlers of all time. This was going to be one of the biggest signings in the history of wrestling. And all around me in that section of fans, as we watched that pay-per-view, people were guessing it's Brock Lesnar, it's John Cena. It wound up being Christian. Now we know right now Christian is doing some of the best work of his career. He's been a home run for AEW, but managing expectations is like the key to life. Now that fans are starting to go wild with this theory that, hey, CM Punk in the devil mask, which I don't believe it is. It's almost a disappointment no matter who it is now, right?
Yeah, let me back up on Bully's statement though about this being, the best story in the history.
He didn't say that. I said that.
All right. Well, then let me call you out on that. That's bullshit. The only way that that's true is if this would have been planned over the last year. Otherwise, it's just making chicken salad out of chicken shit. There's nothing genius about that.
Well hang on. The result is the same, right? Really happy fans?
It's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
How's it different?
Because if we're dealing in fantasy land here, so I preface everything I'm saying with I don't believe any of this is real.
Right. Yep.
But I just want to go to what makes a good story, what makes the best story in the history of wrestling or an arc, and what doesn't. If this was something that was conceived initially back when CM Punk first went off on Tony Khan and had his meltdown when, his issues with the Bucks and whoever else he had issues with, if that was all a work and this is the result of it, I'm in. I'll put it over as the best story ever been told. But if this is just making chicken salad out of chicken shit, it doesn't qualify as a story or an arc or a plan. It's just a Band-Aid and a much needed one. In terms of, will it have the same effect? I disagree. I think if it were to be revealed, CM Punk, you're going to have a segment of the audience where definitely CM Punk fans who are going to be overjoyed. I think you're going to hear a collective moan with everybody else. The other 75 or 50% of the audience, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. Those who aren't dyed in the wool CM Punk fans. And by the way, based on the kind of stuff I see on social media, there's a lot more people that aren't CM Punk fans than are. The ones that are tend to be very vocal, but there's a lot of, I think the audience is split. Maybe you're going to hear such a collective groan if it is, and neither one of us think it will be.